Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of the Toxic Show. Why is it showing like this? Give me one sec. There we go. There we go. There we go. Got all my gents. Welcome everybody to another episode of the Toxic Show. As always, guys, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Let's get the subs up. Don't forget to leave your comments, guys. We have an interactive panel tonight, so we want to hear your comments. We want to get in touch with you, and we want to obviously talk about all the topics that we have tonight. Also, please hit a quick like so we can get the likes up of this video. Let's try push for at least 50 likes minimum. Obviously, we're still growing this channel as always. And the international break is finally over, and I've brought to you a quite stacked panel tonight. I think a lot of people finally want to have their say, and I'm really honored to have the gents here tonight. Obviously, making the time up or taking the time out to be here on a Thursday evening. Obviously, guys, let me introduce the panel straight away. As you can see, you've got quite a few faces here. Next to me, making his TOX-6 debut in the Liverpool jersey in the middle, next to me is Rian. Obviously, guys, he's repping Liverpool, as you can see, who are the main topic of conversation tonight. And then next to him, we've got our ever present Chelsea regular in Godwin. Godwin has been here since this jump, guys. So obviously, it was only right that we brought him back for this big game. And then his partner in crime, or should I say, his ally in blue, is Donzi making his return to the pod. And then, guys, we've got another two debutants. We've got Medes in the middle, or the bottom row in the middle. Medes, guys, he is repping Spurs, which is great to see.
Oh,
He's really flying that Spurs flag quite high. And then making his debut, guys, is one of my good homies from back in the day. We used to play football together in his United jersey. He used to really give me a lot of stick back in the day when United were top, but it's changing. It's changing. Is Camille repping Man United, guys? So obviously, like I said, as you can see, we've got a very very stacked panel. And without further ado, let's get into the topics. We've got the first big game of the weekend, or should I say the biggest game of the weekend, and that's Chelsea away to Liverpool at Anfield. Rian, I'm going to give you the opportunity to start off the show, bro. Just let us know what are your thoughts. How are you feeling about your team going into this international break? Are you confident that your team and Arne Slot can get the 3 points over Maresca's Blues?
thank you for the opportunity. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, no, you can, bro.
Okay, so this is gonna be a tough one. I mean, the players just came back from the international break. All the Liverpool players fared quite well. With Ellison injured, um, that's gonna be a heavy one. Having Ellison out, but I feel like Keller is good between the posts. If we look at the style of play of Chelsea and Liverpool, it's similar. They play attacking football. Liverpool obviously have better defense, but in Chelsea's attack is quite strong, And Chelsea, they have depth this season. It's gonna be it's a really difficult one. I think it all comes down to the middle of the park. Whoever controls the ball in the middle of the park, that's the team that's definitely gonna take it. It's all about taking your chances, and we all know that Cole Palmer is cold. Definitely Chelsea fans know he's been trending. It's definitely going to be a tough one. If we look at Salah, his record against the top teams, so it's a tough one for me. It's going to be a Salah versus Palmer. That's definitely gonna be the show for the weekend. So yeah, definitely I'm looking forward to what the Chelsea guys have to say. But yeah, I respect Chelsea this season. They're looking strong. They are conceding, but then they make up for it in goals, and goals win you a game. Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
No, 100% real. I think you're bringing some good energy there, bro. I think you're obviously going to get the Chelsea guys talking. These Chelsea guys, yeah, they've got a lot of chest. I wish this podcast was 12. I wish you did this podcast a year ago. It would have been great to see what they were saying. But, Godwin, bro, let me bring it to you. Obviously, you're hearing Rian saying that he thinks this game is won in the middle of the park. Obviously, bro, we've been speaking on the pod over the past few weeks, and I've told you how much I've enjoyed watching Chelsea play and how much I think they've improved. Going to Anfield, this is going to be Chelsea's first big away test. Do you think that Chelsea getting, for example, a point out of this game is a good point, or do you think what, go for the 3 points? Chelsea aren't expected to win, but
Mm.
there is an opportunity to beat Liverpool. Especially after an international break. You don't know how players are going to be, the condition that they'll be in. What are you expecting from your Blues on Sunday, Godwin?
I mean, if we come away from Anfield with a point, I mean it's progress because last season we got absolutely battered there, bro. So I mean, anything, any kind of points would be a good side. I'm expecting a good game, KG game, but I don't know. I honestly think we're gonna win. I'm not like being funny or anything. I wouldn't be surprised if we were to roll up in Anfield. It is at Anfield, yeah. If we roll up over there and if we're just gonna lay the smackdown on those guys, bro. Liverpool don't know what's coming, in my opinion. Liverpool do not know what's coming. We'll run past them today. I mean, this weekend. I'm expecting us to win. I won't even sit here and lie to you guys. Like we will win that game. We will win. There's no if buts or maybes. We're going to win on Saturday.
Yeah, so there you heard, guys. So Gordon has laid down the gauntlet. He's expecting a Chelsea win. He says there's no if buts or maybes. He's very confident. He's been confident this entire season, and Chelsea have yet to disappoint him since he's been on the podcast. Who knows? It's the first time for everything, but we'll wait and see. Donzi, bro. Obviously, the last time we spoke, you actually went to the bridge. I think that was Chelsea's. I think they drew against. Did they draw? Who did they draw against? What is the last game Chelsea played?
Forest.
Yeah, against Forest, bro. Yes, obviously, that was obviously a different game, different style of opposition. What are you expecting from Chelsea this weekend, bro? Obviously, team's looking quite fit. Reece James has returned to training. Obviously, won't make the game, but what's the mood in the Chelsea camp, bro? Like, how are you guys feeling going to Anfield this season, as opposed to when you went to Anfield last season and they literally wiped the floor with you guys there? How are you feeling, bro?
How's it going, guys? Hope everyone's having a good evening, man. Bro, you know what it is? I'm feeling confident, man. I'm excited for the game. The mood at the moment, bro. Reece James being back, back training with the first team and stuff. Can't complain. Even if he's not starting, having him around the first team, just being present, bro, is enough, bro. Right now we got Malo Gusto. It's okay. We don't really, we don't think about Reece James, bro. He's a luxury. You understand what I mean? So, hey, I'm hearing reports about him going over to Barcelona and other Benfica and stuff like that. I don't want to hear any of that. Listen, 120 million, you can have him. But other than that, anyway, so listen, bro, the game, I'm excited. I think it's going to be a tough challenge. It's always a tough challenge, being at Anfield. Doesn't matter who's coming there, you know what I mean? So I feel like, look, Liverpool are unbeaten in their last 6 meetings with us, bro. So it's like, we have to actually use this momentum that we have right now in going into this game and try and make something of it, whether that be a point, whether that be all 3. But I'm looking for all 3, like Godwin said, you know what I mean? So overall, I think we can just definitely get something out the game, bro. And I think, I'm excited for the game. I'm excited for the depth that we have. We can rotate if something isn't going as we planned, but, Liverpool aren't ready for us, That's what I have to say, my boy.
There you've heard it there, guys. Liverpool fans in the comment section, get in touch. Chelsea fans in the comment section, get in touch. What are your score predictions? Who do you think are going to be the danger men? Medes, bro, obviously, I'm going to just jump over to you, bro. What are you expecting from this game over the weekend? Obviously, Liverpool, new manager, Chelsea, new manager. So we've never actually seen these two teams under the managers they have now play. What are you expecting to see from the game this weekend? Are you expecting to see a tight game, or do you think there'll be lots of goals and we can be in for a classic?
Away, gents. Can you hear me? Away. Yeah, I think in a while, man, it's exciting to see Chelsea and Liverpool. Like the energies from the two camps is quite exciting. Like new coaches, early stages. I mean, it was us 2 seasons ago. Like, yeah, new coach, new styles, and everything. But I think the most exciting thing, other than anything else, is just the fact that we're excited for this game. Like Liverpool and Chelsea are always like those teams that you look forward to. Is like a clash that's exciting and all of that. And I think like what the brother said about the middle, I think the middle is where it's at. But for me, I strongly am leaning towards Liverpool for this one. For the main reason that I still feel like Chelsea are still like growing, like they're still growing that consistency and all of that. But more than anything, I just feel like the teams are equally exciting. Like we're looking at this game, like we're like excited, as opposed to the past couple of seasons where it was just like, probably Liverpool's gonna take this. But now we're like, yo, what does Chelsea have? But yeah.
No, 100%, and I have to agree with you there. And I can obviously being a neutral because I dislike both teams equally. well, maybe more Chelsea than I dislike Liverpool, to be honest. But I don't mind seeing Liverpool lose. I don't mind seeing Chelsea lose. So I think we're in for a really really good game. Camille, bro, obviously just want to bring it over to you. You being the United fan on the panel. Obviously I'm sure you strongly favor Chelsea with your, obviously your rivalry with Liverpool. But what have you made of Arne Slot's Liverpool so far this season? Obviously they convincingly beat you guys. And just overall, like, what did you expect them to have this kind of impact, or do you think the games that they've been playing are teams they should be beating? Obviously, besides Forest, but like I said, what have you made of Slot Liverpool so far this season?
Firstly, I'll stop you on the heavy siding with Chelsea. I think Liverpool are going to beat Chelsea this weekend. Um, I think with Arne Slot, I didn't expect it. I did not expect him to come in and have such an impact so quickly. Often you see a lot of the time managers go to clubs, you get a little bit of a new manager bounce. Maybe it's some of that, but I can see that Slot has them playing a very expansive brand of football. And I think you would actually look like the ideal replacement to Klopp. So, as much as I didn't expect it, I'm not surprised either. I think Liverpool have a decent squad. I think Chelsea, look, I don't even think Chelsea fans thought Maresca would do as well as he's doing. I think it surprised a lot of people that he came in and performed as well as he did, as quickly as he did, given all the turmoil with Chelsea's squad. But from the way I look at the game, I think Liverpool win the game. I think it will be close. It's a game of fine margins. Like the previous speaker said now, past years, we looked at Chelsea versus Liverpool pretty much like we looked at United versus Liverpool. It was a pretty foregone thing. Liverpool show up, they win by comfortable margin. I think Chelsea will give them a fight, but being at Anfield, I think Slot has them playing some great football. And yeah, I think they'll go ahead and beat Chelsea.
100%, and I think like you said, Maresca, and I keep saying this every podcast. Like I'm surprised by Chelsea, not in the sense of their quality, because I think if you look at their squad, they've probably got one of the strongest squads in the league. But to be able to come in as a new manager, having managed a team in the championship, your first big job to get the players to like buy into your system, and the same for Arnie Slot. A legend in Jurgen Klopp. I think it's been very impressive from both teams. Oh my days. Apologies, gents. Apologies. I hope you guys can bear with me. I don't know why it's lagging like this right now. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you,
Cool.
bro.
Like I was saying, cool, perfect. So I think, like I said, I think both managers have their teams and their fan bases confident, because we're still unsure about what the final form of both teams kind of looks like, And I just want to obviously just bring Rian back in here quickly. Rian, bro, obviously, you guys are going to be facing this new look Chelsea team, and what are your thoughts on the opposition? But obviously, I know you're a Liverpool fan, but I actually want to find out your thoughts more on the opposition. How impressed have you been, and what do you think Chelsea's biggest threats will be for you guys over the weekend?
The biggest threat is definitely that Chelsea make use of their fullbacks. I mean, if we look at Mark Cucurella, he looks like a new player. He's definitely been a consistent player for them. He's underrated. Even if we look at their fullbacks, the whole Chelsea squad overall have goals in them. It's one of those games. It's 50-50. If we look at Nicholas Jackson, he gets so much opportunities. He makes dangerous runs, and that is something that we need to be careful of, because you will focus on their wingers, and they can play down the middle of the park as well. I mean, if you look at positional play of Chelsea, they can switch it up. Cole Palmer can play as a 10. He can play on the right. He can play on the left. They have versatile players. Hence the fact that it's going to come down to the middle of the park, and you need to have a good holding midfielder to win this game. I mean, if we look at Chelsea, they have two holding midfielders basically. They have Casero, they have Enzo. Both are box to box players. And if we look at Liverpool, we have McAllister And then we have Gravenbach. Like I said, the middle of the park wins big games for you. If we don't control the ball, we're gonna lose this game. It's all about taking chances. Chelsea, they look really good this season. I'm not gonna lie. In terms of the attacking threat and in terms of set pieces, they've really improved a lot. Even in terms of the transitional play and the way they defend as a whole, they play as a unit, dropping back and playing that counter-attacking soccer. Liverpool also play counter-attacking soccer, so it's gonna be interesting to see the tactics. Are we gonna sit back and counter, or will Chelsea sit back and counter? It's a tough one to say in terms of both teams playing attacking soccer. So I'm going 50-50 on this. As a Liverpool fan, I can't be excited and say we're going to trash them or we're going to beat them. It's really a 50-50 one in terms of tactics. It's going to come down to tactics, and, a good defense will win you the game. But then also on the attacking side, you need to score goals to win a game. So the team that scores first definitely has momentum.
100%. And obviously, just to touch on that, looking at two players, I think we can both expect them to have good games. Is Cole Palmer and Mohamed Salah. Those are probably the two standout players for both of their teams. I don't think Salah has been on the same level of form as we can expect, but it's Salah, guys. Like, probably the most disrespected player in the Premier League era, in my opinion. The numbers are crazy. He's got maybe not the titles like Ryan Giggs does, for example, but he's won Champions League, he's won the league. He's done enough to earn that kind of respect, and I don't think he necessarily gets it. But Gordon, obviously, like I said, mentioning Cole Palmer, mentioning Mohamed Salah, like, who do you think for let's talk now strictly Chelsea? Who are you looking to carry your team to the win? Obviously, it's easy to go with Palmer because he's the golden boy currently. But who are you looking at and thinking, if these players can have a good game, we come out there with 3 points?
Like my colleague said in the start of the podcast, the midfield, guys, the midfield is crucial. So Enzo and Caicedo have to have good games for us, in my opinion. I personally have not been a fan of that midfield duo. I think they pop, they lack physicality, but Caicedo has shown me signs that he's actually improving this year. Um, Enzo Fernandez, man, he has to, like, he cannot give the ball away. He has to be aggressive. He has to, he has to be a proper midfielder please, for that day. So I think the key, if we want to come away with the win, those guys have to do a job on like for us. Obviously, we expect Palmer to play well. We expect if Sancho is playing, we don't obviously know, is it going to be Sancho, Madueke? I mean, it's very, very fluid, but judging by recent games, should be Sancho and Madueke and Palmer in the middle with Jackson up top. So I need my midfielders to really come through for this game. If the midfielders come through, the rest of the team will do their job, and I'm confident on that.
No, 100%. Look, I think Chelsea, if you're looking at it like on paper, right? Chelsea should be winning this midfield battle. If you're looking at like Enzo, Caicedo, we say Palmer as your three, compared to a Gravenberg, McAllister, and Szoboszlai. There's no disrespect to Liverpool's midfielders, but I think if you're just looking at stature, popularity, I know obviously football is not one of these kind of things, but I'm very interested to see how this Chelsea midfield copes with like the kind of Anfield pressure, but at the same time, the pressure of actually kind of matching the big teams midfield that they're playing, because I feel like Chelsea over the past couple of seasons have not matched their rivals in a lot of aspects. Like, you've had like good players, but they haven't necessarily performed to the levels. I think we're seeing the best of Caicedo this season. I think Caicedo is looking like the player, or starting to look more like the player he was at Brighton. I think Enzo is quietly going under the radar, playing like okay. Okay, I know he's £100 million player, but I think he's not doing as bad as what people are still thinking he is doing. And then obviously you got Cole Palmer, and I think if Chelsea can, somehow it's almost balance the occasion with how they play, then I think Liverpool will have to really come up with like their A game. I think Chelsea are not to be underestimated this season. Donzi, bro, let me flip the question to you from the Liverpool perspective, bro. Who are the players that you think, if Chelsea don't contain these guys for Liverpool, there's gonna be a really, really tough game for you, for your boys on the weekend?
Sorry, did you say that from our team or Liverpool's team?
No, from Liverpool, bro. From Liverpool, like who are the threats that you think if Chelsea don't contain these players from Liverpool, that it can be a really long day.
I think there's a couple, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I can't just say one. Liverpool are a great team. What they're doing under Slot is it's crazy. I think he's on the way to like he's probably Klopp's successor. I see it. Like honestly, I'm thinking maybe Gravenberg or Salah, bro. Any of those two, they're on their A game. It's gonna be a difficult one for us. But yeah, I think I'm probably gonna go with Gravenberg, bro, just because of before the international break, he was doing some crazy stuff. So yeah.
No, 100%. And I think with Gravenberg, I think he's been on the players to benefit. Same with Caicedo, ironically enough, guys. If you're looking at it, both teams were struggling with their number six last season. They both have new managers and who play like a similar style of football, and we're seeing their number sixes really elevate the season. I think Gravenberg has easily been Liverpool's best player this season. You know, Diaz also definitely. I think Luis Diaz is someone we need to mention. I think Luis Diaz is looking like the winger they signed from Porto in their January window when he was just everything he was touching is turning into goals. You know, he's looking dangerous with Colombia. He's on form. He's looking confident. And then obviously Medes, bro. Obviously you being a neutral in this game, who do you think decides this game? Do you think it comes from the Liverpool side, or do you think it comes from Chelsea, or do you think that both teams have enough quality to cancel each other out? Just what is your feeling? Do you think we're going to be seeing more of a Liverpool win, or do you think that Chelsea can surprise people and maybe get a point at Anfield? Which I think for all of our teams that are not Liverpool, I think going to Anfield and getting a point is always good. So just your thoughts, bro.
Sorry about that. To give Liverpool the credit that is due to them. Like, I feel like there's a lot of we're forgetting who Liverpool is here. In terms of identity, I feel like Liverpool are the more concrete ones going into the game. You know, Chelsea has a lot of things that they still need to work on. Like you look at their previous game with Nottingham. You know, those are the type of games that you should be putting to bed. You know, like you look at Liverpool. Liverpool knows like who did they play last? Crystal Palace. You know, like it's like winning to like knowing how to win those type of goals. I mean, those type of matches. You know, so I feel like Chelsea still needs to prove themselves. I feel like the excitement is good. They're building on the momentum of the excitement, but realistically speaking, Liverpool has they're a bit more tighter when it comes to the field of play. And I'm not denying the quality that Chelsea is bringing into this encounter, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying like let's not forget that Liverpool have have a more compact structure, you know. So going into this game, I honestly fancy Liverpool. Not saying it's gonna be an easy game, but I don't think Chelsea gonna get 3 points on the road at Anfield, you know. So like to the Chelsea fans, I'm just saying like let's just respect Liverpool. Just yeah.
I respect them. I respect them.
100%. Camille, bro, let me just ask you. Obviously, bro, you know you've seen how Liverpool have been playing. You know, Chelsea have been playing. Do you think that we can see like someone like Cole Palmer really announce himself like properly on like as to be like that world class player that everybody's labeling as? If he can, for example, lead this Chelsea team to a win at Anfield, do you think that that just boosts his popularity and like his stature in the game, or do you think that this is not a game that necessarily defines anything? And I think if you Chelsea, you just want to get a win in any way you can.
Nah, I think this is definitely a game for a player like Cole Palmer. I think he is a player for the big moments, the big occasions. I just feel going into this game, experience is going to play a big part. As much as Palmer is the new kid on the block that everyone's looking at saying, hey, is he next? I think the experience that Liverpool have, especially on an occasion such as this in such a big game, is something that a number of those Chelsea players can't say they hold. Van Dijk, Salah, we would have liked Alisson to have been there, and I say we, like not me, but from a neutral perspective, watching the game, you want to see the best players out on the pitch. But I think what wins and loses this game this weekend is the experience. I think Palmer will have his moments. I think Salah will too. There'll definitely be goals. I don't think it's going to be a boring game by any stretch. I don't think it's going to be one-sided by any stretch. I think Palmer will have his impact on the game, but I still think that Chelsea will come up short.
Now look, and I think that you have to really go with that experience. No, like, and I see why you say that, because just looking through that Liverpool team, and it's you've got your Van Dijks, your Trents, which I think we haven't even mentioned, that who's also had a really fine start to the season. Your McAllister who's won the World Cup, your Andy Robinsons, your Salahs, your Jotas. Just naming these players. Well, these are like genuinely, like, maybe not everyone is world class, but I mean, like, of those players that I named, I think, like, you can say that probably three of them are Van Dijk, Trent, and Salah are definitely world class. Like, if not elite in their position. You know what I'm saying? They're probably like the best in their position. So look, I think Chelsea. I think for them, I think it's a good game to see where they are. If they can give Liverpool a good run for their money, and even if they come away with a 3-2 loss, um, I don't think it shines a bad light on Maresca. I do though think if Chelsea can win, this could potentially platform them into a title race. Like, genuinely, this game has got that much potential for Chelsea if they win, as opposed to if they lose. Like, if they lose, they probably, like, we can say, oh no, they're still developing, they're still learning. But if they win, I think, this takes Chelsea into a different conversation. And I just quickly, before we move on to the next topic, Godwin, bro, if your boys come away from Anfield with 3 points, are we saying title challenge, or what are we saying?
When we come away with the 3 points at Anfield, when, not if, when. And I said earlier to you guys, someone was laughing at me. I think it was Rian that he put up a funny sticker when I said that title contenders for sure. If we beat Liverpool, guys, I'm telling you, we are title contenders. I didn't say we're going to win, but we are definitely title contenders when we come away with the win.
No, 100%. And I think, like I said, I think if Chelsea do win that game, that's definitely a statement victory. Rian, obviously, bro, quickly before we move on, your thoughts, bro. Do you think if Liverpool come away, obviously, like I said, it means more for Chelsea to win this game than it does to Liverpool. But, just if Liverpool are to get over their first tough hurdle this season, considering the fact that you guys have so many tough games over the next 2-3 months, it looks like it. Do you think that this just gives you more confidence in what Arne Slot is doing, or do you think, what, regardless of the result, you see what your manager is doing and you're confident that Liverpool can obviously stay in the title race until the end of the season and maybe win a trophy this season?
That's a good question, bro. Definitely. If we look at experienced teams this season, um, it's definitely City and it's definitely Liverpool. Most experienced players that have won trophies. They are seasoned campaigners. If we have to win this game, next up we have Borussia. It's not gonna be a easy game. We're playing one of the most deadliest teams currently in Germany, and then we're playing Arsenal, which I'm looking forward to. It's all about setting up the pace. It all comes down to the first 10 games of the season, and heading towards festive season. That's when games start to pile up, and it's all about winning all your games going into January. Definitely that is how a title is won, but it also comes down to experience. I definitely agree with the United fan. It comes down to respecting players, especially in big games. This is a big game. It's not a small game. It's all about composure. Like you said, you have your Salah, you have your Trent. Cole Palmer's coming up. It's definitely gonna be a tricky one. Looking if we look at the players on paper, you'd expect Liverpool to win, but then if you look at what Chelsea have to prove and what they are bringing to the table, they are hungry. When a team has a new manager, it changes the whole aspect of the game. You really want to play for the badge and you want to play for a club. And it all comes down to the culture. But, this is Anfield. Like you said, you never walk alone when you come to Anfield. That we have that 12 men, and that is gonna be a key factor as well. Liverpool, even if we concede, we usually make comebacks. So this is gonna be a tough one. But yeah, all the best to Chelsea. You guys are looking strong this season, definitely.
100%. Listen, it's a bit too friendly for my liking, but cool. um, listen, just I sort of go around the panel quickly. Just get your score predictions for the game. Obviously, we're gonna start with the guys involved. Rian, I think we just go back to you, bro. Just your gut feeling. Obviously, not necessarily you that you know from what you've seen, but just the gut feeling. What's your score prediction for this game this weekend?
I'm gonna go 3-1 with Liverpool, and one of the scorers will definitely be Cole Palmer or Sancho. Sancho has a good record against Liverpool, so 3-1 it is. But Salah will definitely score. You guys know Salah turns up in a big game always. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Rian. There we go. Godwin, the gauntlet has been set, bro. You heard it there first. 3-1 to the Merseysiders. What is your prediction, bro? You obviously been predicting a Chelsea win. Let's hear it. I'm keen to hear your thoughts.
I agree with you, Rian. The score will be 3-1. That's all I have to say.
Ooh, ooh. There we have it. So 3-1 Chelsea from Godwin. We got 3-1 from Rian to Liverpool. We got 3-1 from Godwin to Chelsea. Donzi, do you have as much chest as Godwin, bro, or are you gonna come a bit more? I want to call it realistic, but I don't want to sound like a hater.
Um, I think, bro, if we really in our flow, you know what I mean? If we really combining like how I think we can, I say 3-1's not, not far off. I'm gonna go 3-1, yeah. 3-1 Chelsea. Let's go. Up the Chelsea.
Oof, we got some big predictions on the panel tonight, guys. I'm liking it, man. I'm liking the chest that the guys are coming with. This is good, man. This is good clipping moment. So when one of you guys lose or your predictions are completely off, you will be clipped up. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, keep it coming. Um, matters, bro. Going to you, obviously, you being neutral here, with being a Spurs fan. Your thoughts, bro? Like, what are your predictions for the game? Are you gonna go with a? You did mention you think Liverpool will win. Are you gonna continue with that belief, or maybe just gonna change your prediction slightly?
Yeah, bro. Now I'm going with the Liverpool win, man, and like I do feel like it's gonna be a high scoring game. I'm gonna go 4-2 to Liverpool.
Yes. So if any of your predictions come true, guys, we're in for one hell of a game. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Camille, bro, and I mean obviously jump to you, bro. Obviously, you've heard everyone's thoughts. Some big wins here for Chelsea, some big wins for Liverpool. 50-50. So I think you and I are the last remaining to sway the pendulum. Just your prediction for the game this weekend, bro.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards a similar prediction to Meadows. I'm going 3-2 Liverpool. I think it's going to be a high scoring game, of course. Lots of flows within the game, momentum shifting either way constantly. But I think ultimately at Anfield, I do think Liverpool come out on top 3-2.
100%. So there we have it, guys. So for now, I'll obviously give my prediction. Now we got Rian with a 3-1 home win for Liverpool. Chelsea, I mean, we got Godwin and Donzi predicting 3-1 home away wins for Chelsea. Medes with a big 4-2 win for the home side in Liverpool, and Camille going with a tightly contested 3-2 win for Liverpool. I'm gonna go completely against the grain. I'm gonna go 2-2. I think that Chelsea's attacking quality, I think, will be their strong point, but the defense will let them down. And I just think that Liverpool, Trent is quite susceptible to, good wingers. Like Trent is not the greatest defender, guys. Let's be honest. And Chelsea will get their chances, but I think also Liverpool have too much quality that for Chelsea to not concede a goal. So I'm gonna go 2-2. I think it'll be a very interesting game, and maybe me just hoping for Liverpool to drop points and Chelsea as well. But I just have a feeling it's gonna be a draw. But guys in the comment section, obviously we got Bonders here saying 3-2 to the Blues. I think, listen, guys, this shows you how far Chelsea have come in 7 games, where people are saying that they're going to go to Anfield and win. I just think Maresca is doing such a great job. So I think, it's going to be interesting to see. But like I said, I still feel that the two teams will cancel each other out. And if I was going to be completely like what I really want to say is like, I'll probably go a Liverpool win, but I just have a gut feeling it'll be a draw. Anyway, guys, like I said, let us know in the comment section what your thoughts are. And moving swiftly along, I think we can jump on to I think my team. I think I've spoken about them for the past hour, so I don't want to ponder too long on Arsenal because I've spoken about them on the previous pod. Away game on Saturday against Bournemouth. We've been on good form. Unbeaten this season as well. One of the two remaining unbeaten sides alongside with City. Tough game against Bournemouth. A couple of injury worries. Let me jump on to Camille. The Camille, bro. You obviously you seen how Arsenal have been playing this season. Obviously over the past couple of seasons and progressing under Mikel Arteta. Do you think that this should be a straightforward game for Arsenal? Or do you think international break, away game against a Bournemouth side who are quite well coached in a tight packed stadium? Just there's recipes for an upset. Well, what are your thoughts?
I definitely think there are recipes for an upset. Bournemouth, they're not always the easiest place to go. Like you said, the Vitality is a very compact stadium. Feels like probably the fans are on top of you. With Arsenal's injury concerns as well, I think they will have enough. I think Arsenal will have enough to go away from home with the injury problems and nick a win. I don't think it'll be one of those convincing performances that Arsenal put on quite regularly now, where they walk up to a team and dominate. I think it will be a fight. But ultimately, I just think Arsenal at the moment do have too much firepower to have a couple injury concerns hamper their opportunity of winning the game. So, if I had to predict there, I don't know if you're going to do predictions later on, but if I was to predict, I would say Arsenal come away maybe 2-0 winners, tightly fought.
100%. And
Yeah,
look, I think a 2-0 win, I think that would be the most satisfying for me because it's international break, with like
yeah.
injuries. I think it's just one of those games I just want to get in and get out, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not scared of Bournemouth, but it's just one of those tricky games that like if you're not if like, and I said it on the previous podcast that I had now with on the Gunner's Voice, where I said if the fans are up for it, if the conditions are right, it's like a breeding ground for like an upset. What I would love for Arsenal to do is to score in the first 10 minutes and shut up that crowd. If we can score early goal, I think it just sets the tone for the game. I just think it deflates the crowd because we've gone to Bournemouth for the past 2 seasons and scored what 7 goals in those 2 games and not conceded one. So I think for them it's almost like they trying to do damage limitation when they play against us, but at the same time, they also need to go for the game because they are at home. So it's going to be an interesting game, and Medes, I want to just bring it over to you, bro. There's been a lot of talk from Arsenal fans that there's obviously some injury doubts on Saka and Martinelli, and obviously people are saying start Sterling and start Jesus. What have you made of Jesus's form? A lot of fans are saying it's time for him to be sold. He's not looking on the form that he should be on. Or do you think what? Just give this player time. We've seen this player win many titles with City, or do you think his time at Arsenal is slowly coming to an end? And then obviously that's Gabriel Jesus.
I think it's Camille who said it, but I think it's not gonna be the cleanest win for Arsenal, But I just feel like the past couple of seasons, Arsenal are switched on. They know these are the type of games that they should be winning. Like you can talk about your highlight games where you're facing a top 6 team or whatever the case, but these are the games they know this should be a win. And I feel like the players that you least expect them to do magic are the ones that usually show up in these type of messy situations. That's where your Gabriel Jesus will shine. But as far as his form is concerned, I feel like he's still playing fine enough for what the team needs. Maybe it is time for him to maybe explore another avenue because just because of the aggression that Arsenal wants to come at as far as the league is concerned. Because now we no longer look at Arsenal as a team that can they come away with the win. We look at them in like they title contenders. We don't even have to, and games like this could just set them back or whatever the case might be. So I just feel like if you get rid of a Gabriel Jesus, you probably need a very more stronger reinforcement, not just to be like whatever the case might be. But for games like these, I generally believe like players like him have a platform or an opportunity to just strike and be enough to get out of the crowd's noise or whatever the case. So he comes in this game, he scores a goal, he creates an assist, and then he's fine for the next at least 5 games.
No, 100%. And I think look from obviously you guys don't watch Arsenal in the detail that I do, but I think Jesus had one of his best ever Arsenal games in his first season with us against Bournemouth at the Vitality Stadium, where he was just ripping them apart. And I think for me, it's obviously having the Chelsea guys on the podcast. And it's obviously having the Chelsea guys on the podcast. A year ago, almost to the date, we saw Kai Havertz get what some people call a gold star. that the 65 million wasn't worth it. A year later, you're just looking at the form and the confidence that Havertz is in, and I'm gonna bring it over to Donzi. Donzi, bro. Obviously, this is a completely different Kai Havertz that you're seeing now at Arsenal in this current form. Will be for Arsenal on Saturday against Bournemouth, considering that we might not have Saka and that we might not have Martinelli.
Sorry, bro. Could you just repeat that question, please? You just lagged it a little bit, bro.
Okay, yeah, sorry, but I saw that. I just didn't want to speak too much in case it was like too many things that I was saying. But what I was basically saying is that a year ago, guys, we saw Kai Havertz get what some people considered a pity penalty, against Bournemouth when we were winning, and people said, you know what, this is just, look at them, they just doing it for show, and trying to get his confidence up. But look at the confidence that it actually brought into the player. We're seeing Kai Havertz being a leader in the Arsenal team, being a I mean, look at his numbers, guys, this season. I think him and Haaland have similar numbers in 2024. And I think that's really impressive considering that Havertz is not an out and out striker. Obviously, Danzi, do you think, and that's my question was to you, do you think Havertz can lead the line and lead Arsenal to a victory on Saturday if Arsenal are without the likes of Saka and Martinelli from the start?
Um, I think obviously, look, bro, Havertz is a service player as much as he is, like you mentioned the numbers in 2024, he's matching with Haaland, right? So he is a service player in my eyes. He's not a player that can just make something from nothing and score you goals outside the box, all these different types of goals. I think it's pretty straightforward. Like you said, he's not an out and out number 9. He's actually a midfielder. So, the fact that Arteta's choosing to put him in that centre forward role must mean that he obviously sees something in him. And, the proofs in the pudding is clearly, matching numbers with one of the top goal scorer, if not the top goal scorer in the league. So I feel like, look, with Havertz, bro, I think the sky's the limit. Like, honestly, I didn't think that he was anything special after. I thought he already reached his peak with us. I thought we gave you a dud, It's proving me wrong in ways. However, it's Kai Havertz, and at the end of the day, I feel like there's only so far that it's gonna go, bro. I feel like in your team and in the way that Arteta's playing him, I don't think that he's gonna be the striker that you need. But against Bournemouth, who knows? He could come up with a goal. Could I can't say.
100%. Gordon, obviously, we've spoken a lot about Arsenal, but I just want to touch on Bournemouth quickly. Do you think that Bournemouth have the capabilities over the weekend to pull off an upset, or do you think that Arsenal just have too much, strength, experience, hunger, just all those kind of things, or do you think, like, listen, Bournemouth have an opportunity to do something here that obviously no one has done so far this season and beat Arsenal?
I heard someone earlier say that you guys have some key injuries, Saka and who else? Apparently, there's some key guys who are out for you guys. So if that is the case, then
Martinelli,
I see it. Say again.
I was saying Martinelli.
Oh,
He
Martinelli.
also might be
Okay.
out.
So if Saka is out, would it really impact the game? Would it really impact the outcome of what everyone knows is going to happen? I think that I don't think so. I think coming off the international break, Arsenal probably a bit refreshed, so to speak. So no, I don't think that those injuries or certain players missing out will impact the game. I think it's a very straightforward Arsenal win. I mean, I said this against Southampton, but I clearly was wrong. That was a tight game. So look, anything can happen in the Premier League, but I am expecting Arsenal to roll over at the Vitality and get the dub.
100%. And then obviously, Rian, quickly, actually, before we get the score predictions, bro, you guys played Bournemouth early in the season. I think you guys won 3-0. Do you think that Arsenal, obviously being title rivals Liverpool, have the same quality to go to their ground, though, and repeat performances that we've seen Arsenal do in the past 2 seasons? Obviously, winning last season at Bournemouth 4-0, and the season before that, winning 3-0. Do you think Arsenal have the capabilities this season to pull that off again, or do you think, it'll be a much tighter game than what a lot of people are expecting?
No, definitely. That's an easy win for Arsenal.
Is Rian
Obviously,
frozen? Oh, there we go.
that's an easy win for Arsenal. I expect them to win. I mean, as much as we speak about Saka and Martinelli, we are looking right past Trossard. Trossard has been a clutch player for them, you know. He's like that super sub. So if they have to start Trossard on the left and Sterling on the right with injuries and all, I see them winning, you know. They carry too much firepower. The middle of the park, they 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 they're really strong. I'm not gonna lie. If we look at their defense, the centre back partnership, they're really strong to break down. You know, I don't see Bournemouth winning. It's gonna be a tough one. They will get their chances, but if we look at Raya is having the season of his life. You know, he's pulling out ridiculous stops and he's being a leader at the back as a goalkeeper. You know, he knows how to orchestrate his defense and to break down Arsenal. It's difficult, guys. I mean, if we look at how they played against PSG. They're very tactical and they know how to defend, they know how to attack as a unit. So I'm giving it a 2-0 or a 3-0. Easy win for Arsenal.
Sorry, guys, I was muted there. I said 100%. I think Rian already gave us his prediction, so we might as well start there with Rian going with a 3-0 win to Arsenal. I'm also going to just jump straight in. I'm going to go 2-0 Arsenal. You know, I'm just going to keep it humble. I just think this is one of those games where, like I said, guys, I just want to go there and win. I don't care if we score 1-0, own goal, 88th minute. I couldn't care. You know, just one of those games where I just want us to get the 3 points and then get the momentum going again. Godwin, let me jump to you, bro. I know you my biggest hater, but you know, do you see anything else besides an Arsenal win, or you know, what are your thoughts?
Nah, Arsenal dub. Arsenal dub. I mean, I'd love to sit here and tell you that Bournemouth are going to give you guys something, but nah, I don't see it personally. What time is the game? Is it the 4 o'clock or the 6:30 kickoff?
No, it's 6:30, bro.
6:30. Yes, I know. 3-0 Arsenal.
You know, Arsenal. So far we've got you got 2-3-0s from Rian and Godwin. You got a 2-0 from myself. Donzi, just quickly, bro, your prediction for the Arsenal versus Bournemouth game at the Vitality Stadium on Saturday evening.
Yeah, bro. I think it'll be 2-1, bro. I don't think the Arsenal will keep a clean sheet, but I just think being at the Vitality Bournemouth, they'll put up a little bit of a fight. You know, they're a good squad team. You know, so yeah, 2-1 Arsenal.
100%. And then Medes, bro, let me just jump to you quickly. Just your prediction for your North London rivals. What are your thoughts or your prediction for the Arsenal game on Saturday?
Yeah, like I already said earlier, I feel like Arsenal here, they already know that every team is trying to cause an upset with them. So it won't be the cleanest win in terms of like, oh my goodness, what a performance. It will actually be like, what are they doing? But they'll still come out with the win. So I'll go for a 2-1 win also.
So we got 2-2-1s, 2-3-0s, 1-2-0. And Camille, just round us off there quickly, bro. What are your thoughts or your prediction for the Arsenal game on Saturday?
I agree with the points that I don't think it's going to be the easiest game. I'm going with the 2-0 win for Arsenal. I think they will win ugly, and it will be one of those performances potentially that we look back later on the season and say that ugly victory there is what maybe edged us to the league, or something of that sort. It won't be pretty, but I think Arsenal have too much for Bournemouth and will take a 2-0 win.
100%. So we've got a clean house of Arsenal wins there, guys. Clean sweep. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. I've already got a couple of comments here from Football or Footbee Fiend 207 says Arsenal 3-1. We've got Bonders here in the comment section as well saying 4-1 to Arsenal. Easy pickings for them. Listen, I'll take a 4-1, 3-1 Arsenal, 2-0, whatever. I just want the 3 points. Moving along swiftly, guys. We're obviously gonna take you guys to Old Trafford to the under fire. Erik ten Hag, I think who couldn't have had the international break come sooner for him and obviously the team and the fan base. But he's still there. A lot of people predicted that he'd get sacked during the international break, and that's not the case. You know, Camille, obviously, I've never spoken to you currently or in current times in terms of United. I think literally the last time we spoke, you guys won the Premier League. If I'm being honest with you, bro, like that's the last I remember. You guys took RVP that season. You know what I'm saying? That was one of that was when we were still playing football together.
Yeah.
Looking at United now, and obviously the game against Brentford, Brentford, I don't know if you guys have seen, I think they scored in like the opening 2 minutes, like in like 4 games in a row, some crazy shit like that. Like they've just been able to get an early goal in so many games. What's your overall feelings on United at this moment in time, and what you like? What is your feeling towards this game?
Um, to start, most fans hate an international break. As a United fan, I love it. Uh, you know, no, but going into this game against Bournemouth against Brentford, um, look, I think we will come away with a victory, but I think it's a victory that will paper over a lot of cracks in terms of what's going on at United. I don't feel confident in Ten Hag. I think he should have been sacked. United are also winless in their last 5 games in all competitions. So we are due a win. Our last victory was 7-0 against Barnsley. We've had a number of draws and defeats since then. So I think it's one of those something's got to give games where you lose, and I think Ten Hag, we say this every week, but I think it is Ten Hag's final opportunity. um, I think should he lose this game, he's under immense pressure. And a lot of United fans will probably be looking at it thinking it should have happened before the international break, which I'm in agreement with. Even if Ten Hag wins this game, I still think we should sack him. I don't think this is a. I saw the little thumbnail saying Ten Hag Remontada. I don't think that's what it is. I think this for us will be our Spurs for Oli. Oliveira went on that run of defeat, and then we played Nuno Espirito Santos' Spurs side, and we came away with the win, and it papered over cracks a little bit for that period of time before we went back to losing games, and eventually he got sacked. I think that's what this Brentford game could be for Ten Hag. I think we'll come away with a win, but it won't be convincing, and I think it will just paper over the cracks for a couple more weeks for him.
100%. And I think obviously from discussions had on the show with the panel before, you guys and I've had quite a few United fans on here. A lot of fans are not happy with Ten Hag. There are the few that say, what, let give him time under the Ineos rebuild, maybe give him this season, and how much do you really lose if you lose out on this season? Because United are not expected to make the title. Are we even saying that they expected to make the top four? So does this season really count as like a loss of a season if your expectations for United are not that high? I want to just ask Rian, bro. Obviously, Rian, you guys have played United this season. You've seen, they say they I don't want to call it or their deficiency, should I rather say. Do you think a team like Brentford, who are full of goals, who are good out of possession and defending, if Brentford, I mean, can nick an early goal, do you think that they can, see off United and get the 3 points, or do you think, like Camille saying, United are due a win and this will be the game that they get it?
This is it's a tough one to predict. In terms of the type of style that Brentford make use of, they physical. They can give any team a run for their money. If we look at potentially a player that can be world class at Brentford, it's Mbuemu. He is one to look out for. I mean, a lot of teams are currently scouting him. He's the key man, as well as Norgard. They play a physical game, and if United don't come with a physical game and match that physicality, it's gonna be a tough one. And I feel like it also comes down to the starting 11. He switches his starting 11 way too much. Ten Hag, you don't know what to expect from him. And that gives the players a dip in confidence. Like, am I gonna play this game? Am I not gonna play this game? What do we expect to see from him? The captain Bruno Fernandes himself. He looks discouraged. We all know that Fernandes is a world class player, and the last 3 or 4 games, he looks down and out. I mean, he must have sitter for Portugal. Ronaldo gave him a sitter on the plate, and that just shows you the current state that these players are in. So it's a tough one, like you said. If Brentford beat them, Ten Hag is going. If United win, like you said, they closing some cracks. But it's not a nice thing to see United struggling like this. I mean, it's over 10 years now, and there's no identity. If we look at Ferguson, Now Ferguson left as well. Ferguson was not by the last match as well. So this is it's crazy, with Fergie leaving. Um, I don't know. There's a lot of politics going on at United, and I just feel like if Tanakh leaves, we'll see a different United. They have class players. Don't get me wrong. If you look at Maguire, very underrated. As much as you boo him, he steps in for with a goal, and he has leadership. You need someone that's physical at the back, and someone that's gonna do this, do that, play the ball out, cross the ball in. You need someone that's gonna lead, and I don't feel like Fernandez is in a right state of mind. So if Brentford end up bullying them, Tanakh is getting sick. By Monday, we'll see it in the news, guys. My prediction goes 2-1 Brentford for the taking.
Look, I think Ten Hag is under immense pressure. There's nothing that we can't deny that. Look, you know, where United are currently, and there's no disrespect to them, there's not really much that you can say on United because we don't know what to expect. Like you don't like United. I don't know where United are going. Plan is, and this is not like me taking a dig at them. It's just generally that I have an idea what their ownership is trying to do now in Ineos, but the team looks like so devoid of ideas and identity, and it's so strange. Like you have this new leadership who's talking about identity and rebuilding the team and this, that, and the other, but the actual guys that are going out there every week are the complete opposite of it. And I think maybe they were just trying to be lenient with Ten Hag, saying, you know what, you don't want to sack a guy after winning a trophy, but Van Gaal didn't get that same treatment. Ali didn't win trophies, but he did a lot better than Ten Hag in terms of style of play, positions. In terms of league positions. And you're just looking at Ten Hag. I mean, yes, he can say he's won trophies, and his quote is, "I've won the same more trophies after Pep." But the trajectory of United has just gone down. I mean, from a third place finish to in his first season to this last season finishing eighth and finishing eighth, yes, comfortably. Like United were really, really awful last season, guys. United lost a lot of games, and it's just continuing this season. I mean, I can maybe think of like two games this season where I've seen United really be the dominant force and play some good football. But other than that, they've been outplayed by almost every team that they've come against. And I think that's where the problem with United is that like you're saying, there's no identity. Rian, it's been over almost 12 years that they haven't had an identity, and I think that's where I think United fans are most frustrated. But I don't want to ponder on United too much because I just want to move on to some other teams. But before we do that, guys, obviously Donzi, Medes, and Gordon, I didn't get too much from you guys, but I just want to get predictions from everybody. I don't want to keep us too late, and obviously it's getting a bit late. Um, let's just go starting with predictions. Let's start with Godwin. Godwin, let me go to you. Camille, I'll end with you. Godwin, obviously we got Brentford this weekend against United at Old Trafford. What are your predictions, bro?
2 on Brentford.
Two on Brentford. Hey, it's just yo crazy, man. Crazy
Short
stuff,
and
eh?
sweet, buddy.
Look at this world.
Two, two on
Imagine
Brentford.
imagine this Chelsea going and winning at
Two goals
Anfield and
from
Brentford winning at Old
Brian Bruno.
Trafford. That's mad.
How is it mad, bro? We see United
Okay,
win at
there we
Old
have it.
Trafford
So Gordon saying
every
2-1
every
to
other week.
Brentford, a brace Brian Remo. And then it's Donzi, bro. Let me bring you in quickly. Are you gonna echo the thoughts of Gordon, or are you gonna say, what, United actually might just finally get their first win in 5 games?
I'm gonna go with 4-2 Brentford. I think the style of football that Brentford play, um, you know, the fact that United are even looking at Thomas Frank as a potential Ten Hag replacement, like
This nigga muted himself.
I'm so dead. This guy
Listen,
say
I,
four
I I
two.
do think that I thought I heard that too. I was like, wait, did I hear that? But listen, the thing is, for example, last season I think Bournemouth went to Old Trafford. I think they won like what 3-1, 3-0. Camille, can you just help me out there? I think they it's not like it's exact 3-0, but it's not like impossible for this to happen. Didn't Brentford beat United at home like 4-0 or something like in the green kit? When United had that green kit on. Yeah, so this is not like, guys. This is not like like Donzi. funny enough, sorry to have actually laughed at you, bro, but United are very capable of like losing this kind of way, and I think that's what's so scary. Like, gents, I won't lie to you now. When United lose, I don't even have the energy to throw. Like it's not even funny. It's like they've lost. It doesn't have that thing anymore. Over the like past couple years when they've lost, it's had that sweetness. Now it's just like sorry man, come. Maydays, bro. I've been praying for times like these, bro. I won't lie to you. Just your prediction, bro. What is your prediction for the Brentford game against United over the weekend?
I think it's gonna be a result that Man United fans won't want because they're gonna get the 3 points. And for some reason, Ten Hag just has a way of winning the games that are actually gonna get him sacked for some reason. I feel like, yeah, a lot of United fans are not gonna be happy, but they're gonna win.
Yeah,
They're gonna
strong
take it.
Muti, bro.
Eh? Yeah, gonna win. They're gonna
As a
win like
strong
two
Muti,
one or
that
something. Yeah, and then they fall back, they
not
collapse
two
back
one.
again. But they're gonna get 2-1. Yeah.
100%. And Camille, obviously, just before I give my prediction, bro. Obviously, you being the Red Devil on the panel, bro. You said your team hasn't gotten a win in five. Do you think that, like Medes is saying, and I think all of us can kind of agree, Ten Hag has this way of he's just someone knows how to save his job, bro. Like he just does enough to, just when you think he's gonna get sacked, he does something, then it's like, oh no, there we get another 2, 3 games. Or do you think, what, this will be the final nail in the coffin, and then we see Rude take over for the rest of the season?
Look, I want it to be the final nail in the coffin. However, I've never been a United fan to hope my team loses so that my manager gets sacked. I always want my team to win.
Mm.
I think, look, at this game, one thing we haven't touched on here as well is United's injuries. Um, as of right now, Kobe Mainu
Yeah.
picked up an injury. He's out for 4 weeks. Garnacho is a doubt. Ahmad is a doubt. Mazraoui is out. Luke Shaw is out. Malasia is in witness protection. Mason Mount is injured.
Anthony.
Anthony's there. There's talks that we're going to play Johnny Evans at left back. So Brian Mbuemo might feast. He might have a 5-course meal there. So, look, I want my team to win. I think I'm choosing this prediction with my heart, not my head. I'm going with a 2-1 win to United. But I think, again, it's one of those games Ten Hag is going to win. And next week, it's rinse and repeat, back to the same issues.
Come on, Camille, you know better
Just,
than
I'm
that, buddy.
sorry, bro. Like, I'm so sorry, bro. But this is a generational fallout from United, bro. Like, like to see
Yeah,
United
absolutely.
fans like where they are now.
Tough, man.
I never thought I'd see it in my lifetime, bro. I never thought
I
I'd
used
see
to
it,
I
bro.
used to walk with
Like,
my chest out.
I've
I
never
used to
heard
walk with my
humility
chest
from a
out.
United fan.
I used to walk with my chest out the last time I saw
That's the
Shannon.
thing, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, this is so strange, bro.
Yeah,
Oh, this is
that's how
gold.
far
Listen,
we've fallen.
I'm gonna echo Camille, sort of. I'm gonna go for another 2-2 draw. I don't think United will lose, but I think Brentford, they've got goals in them. I just think that somehow, like you're saying, Rian, you said, Maguire will come and score a header. Somehow United will somehow, bro, they'll just manage to get what they need from this game. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think for United, I think the next step, regardless, like you're saying, Camille, you don't want your team to lose, but they need to be ruthless, bro. Like, you need to decide, like, listen, is it the manager or not? Like, come out and release a statement or say, yeah, we're backing this manager, regardless of the results, or come out and sack him, bro. Like, this unknowing thing where no one really knows what's going on. I think that's also what's confusing the fan base, confusing the players, and confusing Ten Hag. He's not sure if like today's his last game, so why does he even give a shit about the team he puts out? So I think, yeah, I think it's interesting times at United. Like, you can tell there's a transition going on there. And speaking of transitions, bro, we probably speaking about the most transitional team in the league, and that's Spurs. Just bring it over to Medes and your team, bro. You guys last game, you guys on such good form until you went to Brentford, bro. And I mean to Brighton, and then we saw you guys collapse in that game. 2-0 up, and then conceding 3 goals in 15 minutes in the second half. Spurs just being Spurs. Do you think that obviously the early kickoff on Saturday against West Ham, London derby? Do you think that your players will be hurting from the loss and that you guys will come back, or do you think with West Ham might just be another tough test and that your team might not pass?
Yeah, you see, I feel like that's the plague that we face right now as a club is that we're playing like such good football, like it's satisfying to the fan, like to watch the transitional football and like the hunger, that we haven't seen in like
Mm,
yes, I don't know how long. But I feel like the downfall is very much with still within ourselves in the sense that the coach is too stubborn, man. Like it's like I feel like the Premier League is one of the most uh acquainted leagues in terms of doing homework. And with us, you do your homework, you're fine. And I feel like it reflected in the Brighton game in the sense that they knew exactly how we're gonna come at them. They
exactly.
knew exactly what's gonna happen, and they knew nothing's gonna change. And they implemented what they needed to do. They knew our fullbacks are gonna be out of their positions, and they played to their advantage. And they literally managed to score 3 goals, bro. Like three in 15 minutes. And I feel like if a team like Brighton, no disrespect to Brighton, but if a team like Brighton can just do their homework within the 15 minutes of a halftime break and be like, okay, this is how they are, you can imagine how big our oppositions or if they're preparing for a 90 it is. So like I am expecting West Ham to come and give us a contest, but again, I feel like we're not scared of anyone, but I feel like it's the same thing. No one is scared of us, type thing. It's like
Mhm.
we know we'll play our game no matter what. If they score two, we will score two. But will we be able to keep our lead? That's where the question mark is, because it's like we're just playing this stubborn football that I don't know.
No, 100%. But and I really like your analysis. I think Spurs are literally that team. I think all of us, hating aside, Spurs are really exciting to watch, and you can kind of see what Angie's trying to do. It's just like, bro, just don't be like just less stubbornness, bro. And you have a top four contender easily, bro. Spurs play some really really good stuff, bro. Like they should have they could have beat United like 6-7-0, and that's like genuinely being like if Werner had any sort of composure, bro. Like fuck, bro, that guy would miss in a whorehouse, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like, bro, what? You know what I'm saying? And God, on permission to bring you in. Obviously a guy who's not missing at all is Brendan Johnson. Scored a game for Wolves. I think he scored in like 6 games consecutively for Spurs. And I think a player that got a lot of flack because I think he suffers from a similar kind of criticism that Saka and Salah and those kind of players do, that they're not wingers that do 10,000 step overs, but he's efficient. He's good, makes really good runs behind. His finishing is quite good. What have you made of Brendan Johnson? And do you think that, obviously with Son not performing to the levels, do you think Spurs can now look to him as a talisman, or do you think, it's just a purple patch and, we might just see him dip off again?
No, that kid is good, bro. Brennan Johnson. I watched him play quite a bit last season, and I haven't really seen that much of him this season. But from what I've seen, the kid really, really knows how to play, and it just seems like Son. I know he's been injured, but like he's slowly. You can see he's slowly going down. Like he's declining as a player. He's not as good as he used to be, like with Kane there and stuff. So Son, I don't know how long he might be there for, but he's definitely not the player that he used to be. But Brendan Johnson definitely can be Spurs' new, like uh, talisman. He's not really a talisman, but he can be that guy for Spurs, in my opinion.
No, 100%, bro. And I think, like you're saying with Son, I think it's just age, like being such an explosive
Yeah.
winger with, like, when you rely on your pace. Look at all the fast wingers, but look at Ronaldo, like Cristiano, he had to move more centrally because you can't play the same game that you used to because, unfortunately, you are not as quick as you used to be. And I think Brendan Johnson is kind of, taking that mantle upon himself to really lead the Spurs team. Um, Obviously, I think West Ham, they've had a mixed bag this season. They've lost obviously heavily against Chelsea. They lost against City. They looked quite poor for a lot of the season. A lot of people, and I'm sure we can all agree, we saw their signings, but it was similar to when Spurs sold Bale. You signed 6, 7 players, and it's never gonna work out. But you can't bring that many new faces in and plus a new manager and expect it to like gel instantly. And I think West Ham, I think they should give this manager time. Regardless of results, I think Lopetegui has an idea of how he wants to play, and I think he just needs the time to implement it. I think he's the perfect manager for them in terms of personality, stature. I think he's perfect for like a top 8, top 10 side, in West Ham. And I think we're in for interesting game. I do think that, and I'm going to go jump straight into predictions. Um, I do think Chelsea. I mean, why am I saying Chelsea? I do think that Spurs will win. I don't think it will be easy, but I do think at home with I think the fans will be up for the game, because they will expect Spurs to want to bounce back. I think the players, Ange, will have a lot of fire in their belly. Ange looked very disappointed after the Brighton game, and I'm actually going to go 3-1 to Spurs. I think at home when they get the chances, they tend to do well. Um, so Medes, bro, let me just jump to you. Obviously, you being the Spurs rep, and obviously, this is your first time on the show, bro. Just your predictions for your side on I think it's yes Saturday early kickoff, first game of the weekend after the international break. What are your predictions for the game?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna echo your sentiment in the sense that they're gonna want to come back and with the hunger and just give it back to the fans. And I see a 3-1. For some reason, we also just can't keep a clean sheet, bro. But yeah, especially with those set pieces, I feel like a lot of teams have seen like we're very weak when it comes to those, and a team like West Ham can just come in and change that. They might possibly even be 3-2, but I'm gonna go with 3-1.
100%. Then we jump to Rian, bro. Rian, just obviously, you've heard the guys' conversation and the topics here, but just your thoughts, bro. Do you think Spurs can bounce back from the disappointment against Brighton, or do you think, West Ham will actually hammer down and obviously no pun intended, but beat Spurs on Saturday?
It it is definitely going to come down to composure. How well do you carry yourself as a player, and for a badge that you are playing for. Spurs play nice football. They give each and every team a go. They play quality football. The style of play, it's touch and go. They similar to Liverpool or Chelsea. They just there's something missing as well by Spurs. Like if Son can kick into gear with Brennan Johnson on the right and with Solanke. We all know Solanke as quality, guys. He's a quality striker. He showed it at Bournemouth for 2 seasons, back to back. He has class. The difficult part is in terms of how they defend. I don't know how they can concede like that. You can't do that against West Ham. They do have some good wingers. What Somerville, new signing just coming in. Is he recently found his footing, in terms of cutting in, shooting. He's a very direct player. Same goes for Kurus. So I'm going for a 3-2. I think it's gonna be a highly contested duel. Both teams want to win. Even though Spurs is playing at home, it's basically a derby, and both teams really need that win, especially West Ham. They've been slacking in terms of the players that they signed, and they look good on paper, but it's all about them gelling, like you said. It's not easy for a team to gel, so I'm going for 3-2. Thank you, guys.
3-2. No, perfect, brother. And then Godwin, um, I didn't get your prediction, bro. So yeah, let me go Godwin and then Camille. Your prediction, obviously, Spurs. We've trolled them many times on the show. You actually predicted them to beat United. You got that prediction quickly on the Spurs game before we move on to City.
Interesting game. London Derby. Goals in this one. I think I'll go for 2-2. Go for 2-2.
Then Camille, let me just end off on the Spurs segment with you, bro. What are your predictions for the game? Do you think Spurs bounce back, or do you think West Ham actually just where they kick on and it's their time to shine?
I'll keep mine short but controversial. I think that Postecoglou's stubbornness is something that West Ham, I feel, can exploit this weekend, given their pace out wide. Somerville and Kudus out wide. Postecoglou's high line. I'm actually going to go with a 2-1 West Ham win.
100%. And then look, I think West Ham win is not out of the realms possibility, and I think that's also because Mere said because you're going to get chances against Spurs. It just does the opposition take their chances. You know what I'm saying? Like United even had chances against Spurs. That game could have easily ended even 3-3, or like 3-2 or something. It's like Spurs just never seem to be like out of the water. Even if they can be like you said 2-0 up at halftime, somehow uh Brighton get three chances and they score. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just that Spurs are just too leaky, and you can't really build anything sustainable when you are conceding goals every game. If you're conceding 2 goals every game, bro, you have to score 3 just to get a win, and you're not always going to score 3 goals as well. So it's, I think if Spurs can tighten up their defense, because individually they've got good defenders, and as a unit they've got the potential to have a very good back four. I just think that Ange's just using his tools incorrectly. It's like he's trying to hammer with a drill. It's just like it can work if you use the back of the drill, but like just use a hammer. You know what I'm saying? It's actually going to work much better. But yeah, there we go, guys. You've heard the comments. I mean, you've heard our thoughts on Spurs and the predictions there. Please let us know yours and get in touch. And obviously, we're going to end off with City, because obviously there is no City rep on the panel this week, but we will be having one coming on quite soon. I've managed to find one. Had to do a lot of digging. It's quite difficult actually, like especially in SA. I think maybe if you're in the UK, it'd be a bit easier. But we've got City. They are away at Wolves. Or is it home against home away? They're playing Wolves this weekend, and I think Gary O'Neill, shame. He's just had a very tough start to the season. And Wolves are a good team. We saw that under him last season. They were a good team. They've lost the key player in Neto. They've obviously not really reinforced the squad like they would probably have liked. Does anybody see an upset here? The panel's open to anyone. Just unmute yourself. And does anyone see an upset, or are we all going for City wins? Straightforward as it is.
I'm going for
Mm,
3-1 for
okay, there we go.
Sati.
Rian.
I mean, Sati have been conceding, guys. As good as they are, funny enough, they've been conceding in their last few games, which is unlike Sati. I also feel it's just in terms of, Kyle Walker no longer plays
Mm,
that full game, or he's on the bench. And I still feel like he's a key figure. He brings experience at the back. And also what Guardiola, he likes his youth. So it's gonna be a tough one, I feel like City do switch off now and then, and teams just don't make use of it. So what Rodri being out, guys, this is gonna be a good one with Rodri being out for the rest of the season. Will they be able to go all the way with
mm.
Kovacic? Looking at his age, and they need someone to rotate with. So it's gonna be a tough one, guys. It's tough, If Wolves can score first, it will be a good game to watch.
I think so too. I think if Wolves get an early goal, or just like first goal in general, I think it definitely puts, Wolves have always been a bogey team for City though. Obviously they don't have a Dama Traore anymore. They don't have Neto, but somehow they've always been the one team to get results. Or Jimenez, they seem to be the one team to get results out of City. Godwin, bro, just quickly, do you see anything else but a citizens win, or can you see the Wolves just obviously hunting down the Blues and getting their win?
Um, Last season, I don't know if you guys are aware, but Wolves did beat Manchester City at home, eh? So, I mean, the people
Mhm.
were expecting Man City to just roll up there and do the W. But I'm
Does
not
Lightning
really
strike
expecting.
twice though?
Nah, I don't think so. I mean, coming off the international break and just the putrid form that Wolves have been in. I mean, Wolves are the worst team like in the Premiership this season. So, no, I don't see.
The season,
I,
yeah. Ish.
I think City will win and win comfortably, like 3-0. Wait, did we do the goal predictions?
Okay, so so far we got Rian who said Rian said no, that's perfect. So Rian said 3-1, Godwin said 3-0. Camille, boy, let me jump to you quickly. Obviously, your direct City rivals, bro. Do you see an Erling Haaland show, or do you think we might have a surprise from Wolves? And they might just have enough grit to get a win over the weekend.
Nah, I don't think Wolves have the firepower to take City even without Rodri. I think Rodri being a miss does definitely affect the control that City may have in the game. I know Shannon's laughing because he's never heard me speak like this about football. Um, it's I definitely think City will win the game comfortably. I think Haaland will score again. He's on a fantastic run of form. I'm going for a 3-0 City win.
No, 100%. Listen, and Melis, before I jump to you, just speaking on Haaland, bro. Like I think, he hasn't scored in a couple games, and you just saw know when he hasn't scored in a while, he's due like 5 goals, bro. You know what I'm saying, in one game. So like I feel like this could be like that game against Wolves, bro. Like I can genuinely see Haaland scoring like 5 goals, bro. Like and I won't even be shocked. Like this guy's actually boring, bro. Like it's such a boring player, bro. Like all you do is score, dog. You know what I'm saying? You can't even do a step over, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Like fuck, dude, do something else, bro. No, I'm kidding. That's just me being a hater, bro. But I think Haaland's an exceptional player, bro. I think to be so good at scoring, bro. It's like you can't even deny like this is a quality, probably the best finisher the Premier League's ever seen. Like the numbers don't lie, the purity of strike, everything that he does in terms of goal scoring is really insane. Medes, bro, just to obviously just before I give my prediction, but what is your prediction on the game Wolves against City at Molineux over the weekend?
Uh, so for me, I don't think City losing this game is an upset. Like for City, upsets don't come so early, and I feel like they've proven it in the past 5, 6 seasons. For them, these type of games, they just actually charge them, and like, whoa. I think it's gonna be a draw. I see like a 2-2 draw. Yeah, probably they both will be scored by Haaland, but I don't think they'll come victorious. But also, them not winning this game, I don't. It's not a. It wouldn't be a train smash for them. If you look at their previous seasons, like this is probably the best season they've ever performed in the first 10 games in the last 5. Usually, their run in the first 10 games is trash. Like they just play from the back, and then they turn over after the 10th game. So I think they've done really well now. So it wouldn't be like a train smash if, or like they would feel some like it's an upset if they lose this game or draw this game. It will just be a game that catapults them. Yeah, they won't go there to lose the game, but I don't think they'll also get the 3 points.
Interesting. I think so far, like I look Mirza, that's actually kind of great analysis. I think City are the only team in the league that I think like if they lose, you still don't doubt their credentials whether they'll win the league. They're like the only team that can lose and you'll be like, nah, they're still going to win the league. And I think that's just experience and the quality they have. Look, unfortunately, bro, as much as I would love for them to draw, I don't see anything else. I'm gonna go 4-0 City win, bro. I don't see Wolves like as much as like I want to have that like thing like to be like, oh no, Wolves. Bro, they've been just really poor this season, bro. And it's just like injuries, the lack of quality, like you know. And I think City, bro, City are like also low key a bit pissed off. Everyone's been talking about the 115 charges, Rodri. There's all this noise, and I think Haaland hasn't scored in this many games. They've been drawing this many games, whatever. And I think City are the team that like, bro, when it really comes down to proving people wrong, they all go and like make, bro, like Gents, another side might sound ridiculous, but City can easily go there and win like 7-0, bro. Like, and I wouldn't be shocked. I know that sounds a bit like whoa, but City can blow people out of the park, and I think that we haven't seen that yet this season. Yes, they've been conceding goals like Rian mentioned, but they also haven't hit their tip top form in terms of goal scoring and like that fluid City style. Guys like Foden are yet to hit form. Doku, Haaland is obviously hit some form. We haven't seen the best of Bernardo Silva. KDB, is he back? Will he play? City just have the quality, in my opinion, that I think Wolves don't, and I think that's just will be the telling factor. So I'm gonna go 4-0 City, and as much as it pains me, bro, those are just my thoughts. But people, we have covered the TOX-6 in today's episode. Obviously, I heard a variety of opinions, a variety of different scores, and I think it's going to be a very interesting weekend. Obviously, the first game week since the international break. We've got some big top of the table clashes with obviously Liverpool and Chelsea. Got some relegation teams there, and United and Wolves that are going to be, really. No, I'm joking. It's gonna like I think, like I said, it's gonna be quite interesting to see just how the teams perform over the international break. I can guarantee you the results that we're predicting. Some will go the way we are predicting, but some will go completely left because you just never know what form your team comes back from international break and what condition your players are in. So, look, I think it'll be interesting to hear the thoughts of the panel come the next part, and hopefully we can get everybody back who was on tonight on Monday just to hear the thoughts of what we thought happened tonight over the weekend, and if it matched up with what happens on Monday. But guys, as always, to my illustrious panel, gents, thank you so much for taking the time. I know it's been a bit of a long one, but I think it's been quite enjoyable. Just had some good takes, had some different clubs represented here tonight, which is always great. Everyone in the comment section, to the people that have viewed, thank you so much for sticking with us for almost an hour and a half on a Thursday evening. That's really much. That really is appreciated from my side, and I really don't take it for granted. As always, guys, please don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we will be back around 8 p.m. or 8:30 p.m. on Monday. Just reviewing the weekend's games, and then obviously just hearing what the panel has to say. But as always, guys, from myself and the panel, we out.